Summary: the Prophet advised people to cultivate their own land or give it to their brother, rather than giving it away to others on the condition of getting a portion of its yield. The Prophet advised a Bedouin to do good deeds beyond the merchants, and Allah will never disregard any of his deeds. Sahih al-Bukhari 2632. Narrated Jabir, some men had superfluous land and they said that they would give it to others to cultivate on the condition that they would get 1/3 or 1/4 or 1/2 of its yield. The Prophet said, whoever has land should cultivate it himself or give it to his brother or keep it uncultivated. Sahih al-Bukhari 2633. Narrated Abu Sa'idi, a Bedouin came to the Prophet and asked him about emigration. The Prophet said to him, "May Allah be merciful to you. The matter of emigration is difficult. Have you got some camels?" He replied in the affirmative. The Prophet asked him, "Do you pay their zakat?" He replied in the affirmative. He asked, "Do you lend them so that their milk may be utilized by others?" The Bedouin said, "Yes." The Prophet asked, "Do you milk them on the day off watering them?" He replied, "Yes." The Prophet said, "Do good deeds beyond the merchants or the sea, and Allah will never disregard any of your deeds." Explanations. The first hadith is about cultivating land and sharing yields. The Prophet Muhammad advised people not to give away their land on the condition that they get a portion of its yield, but instead cultivate it themselves or give it to their brother. This hadith teaches us that we should be generous with our resources and share them with those who need them. It also encourages us to take responsibility for our own actions and work hard in order to reap the rewards of our labor. We should also be mindful of how we use our resources, as they are limited and should not be wasted unnecessarily. The second hadith narrated by Abu Sa'idi, the Prophet Muhammad was asked about emigration by a Bedouin. The Prophet then asked him if he owned camels and paid their zakat. When the Bedouin replied in the affirmative to both questions, the Prophet then asked if he milked them on days off from watering them. After confirming that he did so as well, the Prophet advised him to do good deeds beyond what merchants do and promised that Allah would never disregard any of his deeds. This hadith teaches us that we should strive for excellence in our actions and not just settle for what is expected or required of us, rather we should go above and beyond in our efforts to please Allah SWT. It also reminds us that no matter how small or insignificant an action may seem at first glance, it can still be rewarded by Allah SWT if done with sincerity and dedication.